How did you like doing the video game years? And if they start doing more of them, when you want
It was
to
fun. Yeah, that's on Amazon, by the way. Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. Because if you guys don't know what he's talking about, there's a series called Video Game Years. And it's like I love the 80s and 90s, that kind of series, but it talks about video games. It goes through each year from 1980 to 1989. As far as I love being a part of it, I don't know if they can do the 90s or not. I know it took a lot of
kind of talking about it?
work, and I mean, that's all up to Pat, the crew there.
Yeah.
But I love being a part of it.
That's a series on Amazon, right?
It's on Amazon now.
Yeah, I saw it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool being a part of it for sure. Yeah, it was fun. I hope they do 90s.
I hope so too. Talk them into it. I'll watch
Yeah.
that.
Let us know those.
What's the man in the back?
This is for Jason. I love the Psycho series.
Oh yeah.
And I was wondering, besides like the obvious influence of Monty Python, do you do any of the writing, and besides that, is there any other?
I do none of the writing, but I offered some crazy options, and they really didn't go with them. But they did some weird stuff with that, didn't they? They put the storyteller in this pink Hello Kitty outfit with a horny Japanese girl narrating all the time. Oh, storyteller, are you ready for exciting time now? It was awful. Definitely not family friendly, but lots of fun. You know, he kind of played the straight man to the crazy psycho character, but unfortunately they dissolved that for whatever reason. I wasn't in the know as to why they ended it, but I think they ended with that strange Doctor Who episode. Was that the last one? And I don't think they're having any more planned after that. But those were a ton of fun, and I kind of like playing the straight man, just the crazy wild wasteland stuff going on in the background. So you can find a way to talk them into partnering back up again with Shoddycast. I'm there doing the storyteller again with whatever crazy script they want to throw my way, because it's loads of fun.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
It's probably the most basic question, but what is your most
Favorite color?
okay? What is your most, and I mean the most favorite retro arcade game?
You said it was going to be a basic question.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. Basic favorite arcade game. Probably for me, the original Star Wars Atari, the Vector-graphic one, came out in '83.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It's really good. It's TIE Fighters. I have one at home in my game room, and I got a mod so I can switch between Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back is a little more uncommon. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. I mean, even today, it holds up just music-wise and sound-wise. It's got the whole like, great shot, kid, you won me, And one of my son's name is Luke. That's how
Oh, that's such a cop out.
So like my son, he's 4, he'll play it, and he's like, the force is with you, Luke, or say something like that. He's like, hey, he thinks it's talking about him. It's the cutest thing ever. That's cool. It's talking about he's talking about Daddy. Yeah, I guess it is.
But rule the galaxy as father and son.
Hope you don't cut off his hand at any point.
So no, anyway, that's I really like Donkey Kong a lot too. The original Donkey Kong. That's a classic one. I don't know. There's so many good ones.
Donkey Kong. I love the 1985 Gauntlet. I wasted so much money on that.
Great game, I tell you.
I got to a point where I could make 1 quarter last about an hour and a half, as long as they gave you 1,000 life for a quarter.
Arcade owners hate you.
I'm thinking I'd skip the levels that had not enough life on them, but you really want to kind of go through the first 8, no matter what. Don't go for those portals, because then you can amass up to by the time you get to level 9 or whatever, you get up to about 3,000. As long as you know which levels you're on and where the food is, they can throw a couple of crappy levels at you in a row, and that sucks you all out. But I love the games where you can spend all day. It's just like it's
Great
just a
multiplayer
small
game
animal.
too, for sure.
Oh, I love that one too.
Galaga's classic.
I always fell for okay, I'm gonna let him get the ship, and I'm gonna get 2 ships for a while, and then you have to get 2 ships for 6 seconds, and you're like, just wasted that.
The 90s had some really good arcades too. Like I mean, we talked about X-Men earlier, but that's a great fighter. Beat 'em up. Simpsons is a great one. Turtles had a great. Teen Mutant Turtles arcade was great too. There's just a lot of good ones.
Sure.
Or Terminator 2. Like they put that with the guy.
That's a good one.
Anyway, I get going on arcades. Good question?
Hey, buddy, speaking of Goblin, have you ever played the Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1 version before?
Yeah, it comes.
Oh, the
PlayStation 1.
It's based on Gauntlet Legends, I think.
The reason I'm bringing it up is because the voice acting was awful. When you get food with the characters, if you get food with the Amazon girl, she says, "I like food." And then if you
Warrior has eaten all the food lately.
no, this is the last part. The part that has me weak is when you get food with the wizards, they go, "Oh, it's good."
I still remember the all.
Yeah.
A good game, but awful voice acting.
Valkyrie is about to die.
Man, a lot of voice acting in those games back in that decade was just so bad.
House of the Dead, like, hey, Gene, what are you doing? You know, it's like the worst voice acting in that game, too.
Resident
Or Resident Evil, too, yeah. Resident Evil, right.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. You, the master of lockpicking.
Yeah.
Live Formula Web.
Yeah.
That's all.
Always repeats. Yeah.
It wasn't Rise from Your Grave. Zeus had a terrible list.
Right.
Live Formula Web. I am the mighty Zeus.
You're not doing it right. It was like this.
Yeah. A lot of that had to do with
He's like
the
shoving the mic in his
programming,
mouth.
shaping the board, and
Shoving it.
you guys
Sir,
heard
can
voice
you
acting?
get the microphone out of your mouth, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Metal Gear Solid, man.
Yeah.
Voice acting. Oh my God. It's like, what if we take voice acting games, but make them not suck?
What are you, a miracle worker?
We must fight.
What?
Yes, speaking of Metal Gear Solid, if you play the PlayStation 1 version, you remember the Asian character called Mang Lang? A lot of people complained about her voice because it sounds too stereotypical.
Yeah, and they changed
but
it in the
GameCube
GameCube, yeah.
version, they made her sound like an American Asian instead of a stereotypical Asian woman because people didn't like how she go, "Okay, the snake, next on the mission, you got to go and secure the boss," but they fixed that in the GameCube version.
Getting hit on by the famous Solid Snake.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions? How are we doing?
About internet.
We still got a few minutes if you guys. Oh, we got somebody in here.
How are you guys doing today? I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Oh,
But I'm a little sad because we don't. I want more questions. I like answering questions.
give me your dirtiest question.
Is Collector Vision coming up with any more titles after Sydney Hunter?
Yeah, so good question. So we have Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, which is a different one than out there. That's coming out for Super Nintendo. We're working on a game called Tales of the Night, which used to be called Tiny Night. Working on a game called Justice Beaver. And you play this beaver running around with a gun.
Nice. I like that game.
Yeah.
I like the
I
sound of
saw some of the
it.
screenshots.
What's that?
I saw some of the
It's coming out for
screenshots
Super
on the
Nintendo.
website.
As far as like ColecoVision titles, I don't know, to be honest with you. I know we have a few in the works. I don't know, I can't recall off the top of my head which ones are coming out. But, yeah. Good question.
I was so jealous of the kids that had a ColecoVision because that port back when ColecoVision came out was so much better than
Yeah.
the Atari 2600 and
Very
television.
agreed.
I had
You're
the
so old.
television. I'm old. There's even a picture on my Twitter of playing with Conrad from Norway. The television still works. Yeah, the port of Donkey Kong is horrible. But they're way worse for Atari 2600 if you're a real classic game. That one was terrible. But the ColecoVision was all like, oh, I don't have that version. That's the one I want with so much like I think he had a question there.
Okay, never mind. I'll be
We'll get
patient.
to you, man.
Yeah, we'll get to you. But I saw him, he raised his hand earlier.
Okay, so you said, ask any question.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Keep it PG, sir.
Hey, the kid is gone.
Don't worry. But this is an age-old question. That before man.
Before video game existed.
Are traps gay?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Let's define.
That's on an entirely different level. No.
I am very
What's secret? That's not the appropriate question. No.
I don't,
I'm proud
that's
of
what
this
just
panel.
happened.
I'm so proud. Oh my God.
You had
Still makes me think
Yes,
of the,
I have a question.
never mind, go ahead.
How do you guys feel about the difference between like virtual boys to Oculus Rifts?
Well,
virtual
listen,
reality.
Yeah.
nothing's gonna beat the virtual world.
Yeah.
We just have to accept it. I don't know what these companies like Oculus are doing
Right.
at this point. VR has peaked in the 90s. Seriously.
It's such a good one.
I grew up with
I like VR. I like modern VR. I mean, remember growing up in the 90s, the thing was like 90s was all virtual reality, and it never really came to fruition, right? Because it was crap. But now we're starting to see virtual reality actually happen, which is cool. So I had an Oculus Rift for a while. My issue with it was my PC, even though it was like a year and a half old, was obsolete for it. So it's like, you gotta have like the top notch, at least back then you did. So no, I think it's cool, you know, but I'm a virtual boy fan. I really love virtual
Would you
boys.
guys ever buy an Oculus meant to look like the original Virtual
yeah.
Boy?
Oh,
Because that, I feel like that would be a great marketing ploy.
that's so.
You
I
know, like
want-
Oculus, it's been Oculus's like 5 or 10 year anniversary. They do like a Virtual Boy throwback.
I want Nintendo to release a compilation 3DS Virtual Boy set. How cool that is. Yeah, I think that's always Nintendo to make that happen. I think it would do well. Even if it's you know, instead of eShop, whatever, but that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Wait, somebody, Andrew.
How do you start with your VO work?
With voiceover work? I actually started professionally about 20 years ago. First got hired by a local here to Sacramento because I was getting my degree in broadcast communications at the time. So somebody in the class that I was in hired me for the company they were going in the class for because they were going to make videos to promote their like nursing assistant program for Windows 95 at the time. So they had me narrate
That was the year.
their 3-minute long video. So that was kind of my start. It was the very first time I was professionally paid for it. Prior to that, it was just making weird noises for friends and family and annoying people and getting sent to the principal's office because I made too many fart noises in the back of the room. And, but I've been doing it since I had my website for really focusing on it for the last 6 years. 'Cause prior to that, I sold movies to video stores for a long time. That's kind of where I got my start in the industry, and it's funny. I met way more celebrities selling movies to video stores than I ever did, you know, making video games for video game companies. But yeah, and my biggest work is probably for the most boring stuff you can imagine. You know, if you want to take an OSHA 30-hour course on proper shoring up trenches you want to dig and make sure that, you know, you're not going to have the sides collapse in on your workers while they're digging trenches and laying pipe. That's what the bulk of my customers are. So I love it when I get to talk about video games because it's rare. Like whenever they get me at the Commonwealth realm to do it, whenever Shoddycast gets me to do the Fallout stuff, that's always a wonderful break because most of my daily recording is pretty boring stuff.
Do you want to do voiceover?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Voiceacting.boards.net. People, indie games, a little bit paid, some just for, you know, but like pick indie games that are even on Steam. You can audition on voiceacting.boards.net. And there's so many studios here. Craigslist, because no one wants to go through a freaking agency and pay. If you want easy ways to start, Craigslist. VoiceActingBoards.net. I've auditioned for a couple games on Steam there. Obviously, haven't gotten much, but yeah, those.
There's also
Yeah.
want to be a voice actor.com. I think
Yeah.
there's a website.
Yes.
That's another good resource. A lot of voice actors created to kind of get you started, how to get started, what to look for, you know, auditions, stuff like that. So
And just so you know, the voice acting is also very hard to get into, like business-wise. And you know, I just found recently, thanks to the strike, that video game voice actors don't get paid that much at all. Like seriously, it's
Especially
kind
anime. Sorry.
Especially anime. No, you're right. Especially
People
anime
love
too.
but it's at the bottom. And that's why they like reuse all the people. Because they don't
You gotta do it
Like
because
our
you love it.
Funimation
It's like
allows 5 voice
YouTube.
actors.
Well, that's why the
Yeah.
strike happened, because they would have to.
That's why the strike happened, because
Yeah.
they weren't getting what they needed. Yeah.
But if you want to do it, I believe in you.
I believe
I don't care if your dog doesn't believe in you. I believe in you. Do it, boy.
my start of it was my friend wanted, I would pay $5 to just permanent video of Kermit kills this piggy.
Ooh.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I've had enough. And he tries to like tie the noose, but he's tied around the ceiling fan, and the ceiling fan falls. He's like reading like the colors, he's like reading the anarchist cookbook, and he's trying to make. It's the majority of the video is him trying to like make things. At one point, he tries to make napalm by boiling gasoline. He lights it on fire. And he goes, it was a phrase I can't remember. It was, what was it? It was like, oh, holy man. So, and finally, he just ends up like this. He calls, I forget who the cook was.
Swedish chef?
I forget. Like, at one point, like, hits her with his car, and she's like unconscious, and he just calls him over, and then next thing you know, he's eating pork chops.
Oh my god.
I saw a video, they're interviewing the lady who's Suri, who was Suri, on the phone. And she said they recorded that like 10 years even before the iPhone came out. Like, yeah. Before. And when they had her come in and do the voice, they had her do like syllables, like and, you know, like she had talk, she just do these weird sounding phonetics, yeah. And they just put together and make words. And she didn't know that they were going to use her voice for Suri. And you know, to your point, they paid her like a lump sum up front, a couple $1,000, but it's not like she gets paid every iPhone that's sold or everything else.
That's a really good deal being the voice of Siri, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a little kickback. But she sounds like, it's crazy like that.
She does other voices too. She does a lot of other voices.
Yeah.
Not just Siri.
Yeah, with the question?
I just one for her because I felt bad because she's all whipped out. What's your favorite, I call them personality. What's your favorite personality to cosplay as?
Personality.
Yeah.
Probably the quiet and sweet ones, because that's not me at all. Sometimes evil.
Which is you?
Bow to quitting.
We got, I think right there in the very back, we haven't heard from him.
Oh, I think you heard from me, but I don't think you said it again. So.
We've haven't heard from you since we heard.
It's okay, I can at least project.
It's been a while, we
So,
missed you.
I just want to say very quickly, just the GameStar very quickly,
Yeah.
congratulations on 100K subs. I think that's an
thank
awesome
you.
achievement. As someone who's like a YouTuber myself, I'm just like, you know, in awe of this achievement, so
Thank you.
you deserve it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a long ride. It's been fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. All right, let's get to you real quick.
John, listen,
Yes.
I'm not, I swear to you, I'm not making this up, but it was a cartoon me and my friend was working on. It kind of sounds like your video game because it has a beaver, but we was going to make a cartoon about a beaver called Brother Beaver. It was about these home beavers that hang out in a stump, and then when he went over to his friend's house, he would go, "Oh snap, what up my beaver? What you doing?" But the thing about it is that,
Other cool name.
and the thing about it is he has a friend named Tiffany Turkey, and Cassandra the Squirrel, and Jennifer the Skunk, but we're still trying to find a college to animate a short clip of it.
Okay, nice. It sounds like a good game. Yeah, I like it. Awesome. I can play that. All right, what else?
Oh, hold on, let me take some back. My topic's a little bit tough. What are all you guys' opinions on when people, especially on internet, like to instigate stuff about console wars or PC master race, when they like to fight about it? What are your thoughts on all those kinds of community?
Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's like buttholes or whatever. But
Just don't be a jerk about it.
Yeah,
It's just like there's no better way of saying I'm insecure about my opinion than being like PC master race all the way. Seriously.
I think everyone's entitled to opinion, but you also have to be open-minded and respect that people have different opinions. You know, that's my thing. So, you know, I think we can all be respectful. I mean, I might be a Super Nintendo fan or a Gen. It doesn't matter. You know, they're talking about console wars. You know, appreciate people's opinions.
If I have the money, I'd have all of them. So give me a good game. I don't care what console it's on. I just want to play a good game.
Right. That's right.
If they get too much talky, I just back away. Like that's how I just stay out of drama at all. I don't talk to people.
Thank you, my radiation level is decreasing.
I see what you did there.
They probably want us to wrap this up pretty soon because I think they've got another one. When's the next panel? I didn't get a print.
2:15.
2:15.
Oh, that's
2:04. So I don't see them doing a little wrap-up thing. So I guess we can just kind of chill until they tell us not to be in here anymore.
I will do a quick shout out though. If you guys have time, go check out. If you have friends in the lobby, come check out my game if you guys want to check it out. It's City Hunter. I'll take a show you. It's pretty close to being done. We're going to be done by January, so this is next year. So really excited for it. It's coming out for the Switch and other consoles, so it'll be cool.
If it's coming out for the Switch, I'm getting it, man. Also playing games on the go. The Switch is amazing, guys. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I got Storyteller postcards in my spot over in the same room that he's in, next to Joey.
I have weeb prints, and you can be in my blog.
I have overpriced pins. I didn't make the prices for them.
Get that hustle.
Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.